Hey there, and welcome to GeekTalk AI. In this special podcast, we will discuss everything that is AI. We see a lot of developments, and so we thought that it was a good idea to dedicate a special podcast to this. My name is Jan Willem, I'm a creative director at WebinarGeek, and today I'm sitting here on the couch with...
I'm Bouwe, software developer at WebinarGeek.
Yes, great. Before we start to talk with Bouwe, we always start the same way with an icebreaker. And if this is the first time that you're tuning into Geek Talk or Webinar Geek, let me briefly explain what a icebreaker is. An icebreaker is the most innovative and creative and memorable way to start a conversation. We played around with this experiment last year on an event, and we thought, if you're talking to like 20 people during the day, how can you make sure that you have the most memorable talk? So actually, it was by asking a statement to the person, and then take the conversation from there. So I'm gonna draw a card for you and see. Oh yeah, this one. What is the first time that you came across AI?
The first time, I think, as a developer, I am very active on Twitter, and I think Twitter is like, for developers, like AI all over the place. Everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into tooling and just the whole thing that it exists for developers. So
Yeah.
that's how it started.
I think it's very funny. I have the same with LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is now flooded with people that are AI experts, AI gurus, if they already exist. Well, they will be soon enough. But do you see that in Twitter that there's few people or certain people that stand out? Or is it like everybody?
Yeah, everybody accepts that it's there, that we can use it and that we should use it and that we should like embrace it, I guess.
Yeah.
And some people are more critical than others. That's something. But in general, it's very most people just talk about it in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
Either positive or negative.
Yeah. And do you see or do you follow then people on Twitter that are posting like regularly on Twitter from an AI perspective?
No, not really. No. So the people I followed, they are already like talking about it while sharing content.
I see. Yeah. You were already following these people. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I see on LinkedIn, that there's, and maybe that's the algorithm that works like that, because I had also people that were posting the first outputs from generative AI. So for instance, when Midjourney came out, they were starting, like everybody was like posting all these outputs of these prompts that they had. And but actually now I had a lot of suggestions, like follow this person or follow this and now there's like AI artists that are like taking over my LinkedIn page.
Yeah, I think indeed I am a user of AI, as in I do programming and I use AI as part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not very particularly interested maybe in everything that's behind it. And I think that you are more interested in what's behind it and what is the future of it maybe.
Yeah.
So that's also why my timeline is perhaps a bit different.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
That's different.
Yeah. Can you discuss a little bit what is it that you do here at WebinarGeek, so we can have like a point of like reference?
Yeah. So I'm a programmer, developer. So what I do is with our team we build a streaming app, for example.
Yeah.
So we do coding all day. We build an app that should work for our customers to give webinars.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of building software and an AI can help with that.
That is interesting, and I think we're getting to a nice subject here, because AI is disrupting so many different industries, so many different areas. We see content creation, we see research, we see a lot of different things, but also coding.
Yeah.
What you see there?
Yeah, so what you can do is you can ask, for example, ChatGPT, but also I use something called GitHub Copilot, which is integrate it in my editor. So if I'm programming this tool, GitHub Copilot, it gives me suggestions on what I perhaps want to type next. And it's very funny because it uses like open source, public available code from other people.
Yeah.
But it also can interpret the code from my own code. So it can also see what I might want to type in next. And then it gives me suggestions. So I do like tap, tap, tap. And then I have 4 lines of code.
Okay.
And often it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then ChatGPT is more like for open questions. So you can say, well, I need a component and I need to do this.
Yeah.
And then it will give me a whole block of code. That's also...
Yeah.
But I must say that's what I mostly use for programming, for coding in my free time.
Yeah, so it makes it actually you can code way faster because the suggestions that it gives are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's nonsense, because the confidence the AI gives you these things is always the same, full confidence.
Exactly. Yeah, indeed. No, but if you zoom out, we're still in the early adapter phase of this AI development, and we still should be very careful in using what is generated. Yeah. However, I think it's clear that whether you're in content creation, creating images, or writing blogs, or typing code, that it can help you, with your outline, with the main sketch. Is there's this thing also? What is what a lot of people are discussing about is the AI, it's machine learning. So it is actually a language model that actually is getting smarter every time. So there was, for instance, I don't know if you did see that, but Adobe released their Firefly AI app. I think it was this week or last week. And there were a lot of people that were like, hey, Adobe is feeding its Firefly based on the designs that are made in the app. What do you think about that? Is that, for instance, if you use AI to generate code, is it feeding back the code to the AI so other people can use that as well? Because code is always something that is very delicate.
Yeah. It can also be very specific. So if I code at WebinarGeek, we build a very specific app that not many people perhaps make. Yeah. So that makes my code pretty specific. Exactly. And that also makes it harder to use AI, but maybe that's my experience until now. Yeah. For example, if I do coding in my free time, I build things that are a bit more general maybe, and then AI is already much better. But I think that will change indeed rapidly, that it will become better and better. But I'm not sure how that exactly works with feeding back. Actually, I don't know. With feeding back the code that I...
Yeah, I don't know that either. And that's the whole thing that, for instance, the Open AI, the company behind ChatGPT, they started out also with Elon Musk, because they wanted to have an open source AI platform that was available for the public. But now they released GPT-4, and their technical report was 80 pages long, and they didn't disclose a lot of things. They didn't say how they were using all the data that was generated. So there's a lot of people that saying this is dangerous because it's not open anymore. It's just it's a secret how this AI is working. And this is something that what I think is something to keep track of, because this development is going so fast. And indeed, there's so many companies that are mandatory to work with GDPR regulations, but how's that with AI? Yeah. There are none yet.
Yeah. It's a hype, and it's very new, and everyone is of course enthusiastic about it. But at some point, you can get into
and I think that with coding, it's more closer to something that is delicate, because it can, for a long time companies have been very secretive about their code, like Coca-Cola. It's just like their recipe, they won't disclose it, you just see it from the outside. And
that's indeed a thing. That you never know exactly what they do with it. It's free. It's free, right? So how can I use something free?
It's never free.
No.
And that's what ChatGPT also did, or OpenAI. What I heard is that they actually released ChatGPT by accident to the public. It was a test version, because the actual product that they've been working on is GPT-4, which they just released. in beta and very with a waiting list. But and they charge $20 per month right now, so that's the actual product. But yeah, so it's never free.
No.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You say that in your own time you're also busy with content creation.
Yep.
What kind of content is that?
Yeah, I like blogging, podcasting, I like presenting. So and that's also about being a programmer, about coding, but also about soft skills, and also about I share content about content creation even. So that's what I like to do. And for me, coding and programming can be a pretty binary thing. So you build this app, and when you click the button, for example, you click the button, start live webinar, and the webinar does not start, then it doesn't work, right? That's very binary. But if you talk about user experience, and is it usable? How can an AI help me with creating an app that's pretty user friendly? That's something maybe that people have to do, and with content creation, it's even that for me personally, content creation is a personal thing. So if I share content, it's about something I want to share with people, but I also want to share it in my own way, in my own personal way. That's also something that I think if I would ask GPT, say, well, give me a presentation or give me a blog post. Okay, but that's not mine, right? That's not how I would make it, how I would share my. So the personal touch is for me is very important.
Yeah,
and
I understand that.
Yeah, that's what AI will not give you. So I think the mix of AI giving you some guidance or some inspiration, definitely, in combination with your own personal touch. I think that's for me the sweet spot of the good combination.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It's something that we see right now is that it's very easy to generate a lot of content using AI, whatever it is, like blogs, or right now the text to video apps are becoming a revolution inside a revolution.
Yeah.
And imagine a year from now, all the child and disease, all the new things, it will be way better. So but how that is interesting that you still want to make it personal from you. And I think that there's the point, because the AIs will become better in mimicking real human conversations. So it's
it's also a lot about what you think is important. If you find it very important to be personal in your content, then maybe you will use less AI. But if you more like but I need some structure and I need help with it, and by the way, this looks good.
Exactly.
And if you don't care, you can then just use whatever is generated. But then at some point, indeed, like you say, how can you then know if it's real or not? And
exactly.
But maybe because we're used to doing things ourselves, if someone else does it for us, that for us it maybe is a little bit strange still.
Yeah. So as a content creator, what would you say to people that are using webinars in order to spread their message on how to use it? What kind of tip or advice or experience that you already have with the tool would you share? Yeah,
in general with programming, also with content creation, is when I start with something, I already know kind of what I want to say, what my message is, and also I know what I want to achieve, and also in the way of how I want to structure it. So if you know that, and then you ask the AI to give you some help, I guess, then you can match it against what you already thought, and that's how you can then still keep it personal. So, and even with like code, if I generate code and I already know what I would do, but I'm a bit lazy, or maybe I need some inspiration to do it differently, and then it will give me the code, and then I can say, this looks good, or no, this does not look good. So I already know, I already thought about what I expect. I think that's the most important, to check it.
Yeah, to think about first, what do you want to use, what do you want to share, then use the AI to generate the outline or the content, and then revise and make it more your style before you publish. Yeah. I think that's
a nice process.
I think it's a nice process in order to handle any new app that you come across.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. Is there because this is also the part of AI that we want to highlight here. There's a lot of ethical discussions also about the AI. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's ethical, but on Twitter, between developers, there is this one movement of, wow, look how easy it is to use AI. So
Yeah.
how productive it makes us.
Yeah.
And then also other people say, yeah, but what about developers? Will our
Yeah.
profession disappear?
Yeah.
As with many other
Yeah.
professions, of course.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing. And for now, it's just a tool in our tool belt. I guess that's how I see
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
But with everything, if with how good or bad people are, so good or bad will any AI also be?
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
sometimes I think, yeah, but where will this go? You know,
Yeah.
what will happen if something in the military will use too much AI, or what if? So, but yeah.
We have the movies that predicted the
Yeah,
future in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all there. So
They're all there, yeah. So we should take lessons out of that. But
yes.
yeah, no, I agree. It's a question that I see a lot as well on LinkedIn. Will my profession disappear? Will I be replaced? And then I see a lot of the same answer, and it says AI will not replace jobs. AI will only replace people that will not use it. You know? And that is something like, okay, it's a bold statement, but it's also, if you look back on like the 1990s or the maybe early 2000s, it was with the internet as well.
Yeah.
You know, how many companies are still left that do not use internet?
Yep.
You know, even if you're in an analog profession, like I don't know, a grocery store, you would still use internet for your bookkeeping, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think it's to which extent would you use it?
Yeah, but it's inevitable, and
Yeah.
there is no other choice than to embrace it. And things are changing, and,
exactly.
and let's hope for the good, mainly. I guess.
Yeah, and we are in a key position to make it good.
Yeah,
and that is, we have a lot of impact and responsibility right now to turn it in the right direction.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this talk. It was very inspiring.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, thanks for tuning in to this GeekTalk AI. We will have more for you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.